making braised. I see Jake.
Maybe this will be a learning one. Shake, shake.
Shake, shake, shake. Okay, go.
Throw grasshopper by. All the good things come from a paper bag. And wrap your way around that is like a. Other like they survived COVID and everything.
It's like a pepper.
Well, I think they put in like a little bit of hot sauce or like pepper mix,
Wait, that tacos were.
like pickup stuff.
Who is that? It's really cool. Hello. Oh, it's a regular watermelon. I mean, still amazing, but.
Like this game, I've for the most part been playing as a tier. But no, I think a DPS on the teams will be like. Yeah, I remember when this Overwatch 1 came out, I got off.